What's up? How's it going, guys? Fear of the Dark. This is the weekend round. First exclusive look at this back nine. So if you guys haven't seen, these are the first looks at these holes. You can see wind straight in the face on this first playthrough. Now, one of the things I like to do is cut the corner here. So if you guys have the clubs to do so, you would definitely be able to take advantage of this. There should be a nice little downslope over here. And sure enough, there it is. So you guys are seeing it firsthand here. Exactly what I was talking about with cutting the corner. So if you guys have some pins, you can cut this corner. Otherwise, you have to play it a little bit more cautious. Either way, it's going to be easy for you to get this birdie. But what I'm doing is just trying to play it just a little bit more aggressive for you guys. Just so you can see what can be done in this game. So we're just going to utilize a little bit of curl. Play about 4 or 5 rings. Anywhere on that downslope is going to roll out very far. So that's all we're trying to do here is just kind of hit this downslope. And hopefully it runs down that hill. It looks like it just did. So as soon as you get it down there, it just rolls and funnels all the way to the bottom. What this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to get extra aggressive on the approach. So this is what I recommend. 400-yard drive. That is the benefit of the pins. So when you guys see we utilize some pins, you can see as soon as we hit that slope, that's when we're able to get into our scoring distance here. And real easy to get aggressive here. So we're going to utilize just a little bit of side spin here. Something to the effect of this. Just a little bit of left spin, so it just starts hooking to the right on this hole for us. Ball guide through the hole very aggressively. And then the only other thing that we're going to do is we're just going to size it up, figure out how many percent we are. So this is 20, 40, 50, almost 60. So right around 60, maybe just a little inside 60. So 3.6, just a little bit inside 60, 58%. It's saying 3.6 rings. So like I mentioned, this is just one extra way for you guys to get just a little extra aggressive on this shot here. And I don't want it to rip back off that green. So do be just a little bit careful with that. Here you can see it comes in. Oh, so just over the right edge. And we threw away some tiebreaker points. So you guys could change your spin if you wanted. I wanted to get just a little aggressive, play it through the hole. It looks like I should have just gone like 0.1, 0.2 more rings, and we would have been fine. Because even if it shot through on the left edge of the cup, what I was trying to do is make it to where it would catch coming back on the way through. So I got just a little bit aggressive. You guys can utilize the practice. You could back off the spin if you want to ensure that your tiebreaker stays high. These are totally fine options to you guys that you can do. So highly recommended in the event that you guys want to do so. Another nice wedge shot for you guys. So all you really have to do is just avoid the tree on this, and that's it. So what I do is I utilize some curl for this hole. And just try to make sure that we swing around the tree. And there's a nice little slope here. Nice little funnel. So when we curl around the tree, you're going to see that it just kind of checks up. It's just going to kind of stop in this fairway here. Nice little backstop for you guys to utilize. You just have to miss that tree. Another shot that we can get very aggressive with. So we are going to try to go for it again. Similar approach, just like I did on that last one. I'm going to try to swing this in from the back. Why not? Just makes for a little bit more exciting shot. You can see I'm kind of keeping that ball guide to the left of the hole a little bit. And this is saying, what, 82% or something? Somewhere around 82%. And you don't have to play it like this. You could play it, you know, right on the cup. I'm just doing this for a little bit of excitement factor. You know, I'm not too worried about where I score, but for you guys that are, probably better to play this just straight in the hole. But we're just going to do this just for special effects. Makes for a little bit cooler shot. So 7.2, so right around there. And here it comes. It's going to suck back. Oh, so a little bit extra dramatic and just a little bit outside. So just like one tick mark extra. And we easily got that one. So like I said, you know, you guys, you'll have a really good opportunity as well. So if you want to utilize and take advantage of that, definitely recommend playing it over on that fairway and just getting aggressive there. And you can see, look at this. So even without a pin here, we're going to be able to go aggressive. And if you really want to really be able to do some really cool things, what I'm going to utilize one of these top spin pins. So if you guys have picked up some of these, they're going to let you get down farther than you would have been able to otherwise. So all I'm going to do is play this maybe about 3 rings here, and we're just going to blast this, especially with this wind direction. These top spin pins are money. So as you can see, it's just rolling down here farther than it would otherwise. We can almost get to the green. If I just try to get just a little bit more aggressive, we can get on the putting surface there. So that's the beauty of those top spin pins. So they let you just do things you would not be able to otherwise. And all we need from this close is just our ultimate shot, or very close to it. If we miss our ultimate shot, the timing needs to be just off. And if you wanted to utilize and bring a swing meter pin, highly recommended. So let me show you guys those if you haven't seen them already. You could bring a swing meter pin and, you know, just prepare for that rough shot. If your ultimate ball timing isn't great, here's a swing meter. It's going to boost your swing meter 25%. There's another one for swing zone. So either one, whichever one you feel a little bit more comfortable, you can either slow the needle down with the swing meter, or you can expand the range to give yourself 6% extra boost. Make sure that you never get that ultimate shot. So do keep that in mind. And here we are on hole 13. We're going to try to do the same thing that we did and just kind of blast it down on this spot down here. Going to make sure that this makes it to this mark. So I'm going to utilize a 1 extra ball power. And you can see it just lets me extend just a couple extra yards just in case I need them. So let's just remove this one, put this one on. And like I mentioned, you know, these shot packs are money. Just lets you be able to do shots that you would not be able to otherwise. And the alternative is I can try to land somewhere up in here. Right up in here, maybe just a little bit of extra power. And we can just curl it right off of here. So let's just size this one up real quick. 4.1, it's saying about 3 rings, just a little bit light. And then we're just going to push up make sure that we hit that mark about a ring up. So if you guys can do this, we're trying to land very aggressive. Curl it as hard as we can. And let's just see if we can hit this spot. You don't have to play it like this, but what it does is it makes for a really easy pitch when you do pull it off. Here you can see it's rolling down. We are getting way down here. It just makes this hole a breeze when you're pitching from wedge distance. So a really nice hole to take advantage of the slope and get it down here. Gives you a nice clean look with the wedge on this hole. We're just going to play this pretty aggressive. I think this is a little bit downhill, so a lot of times what I'll do is just add a couple extra percent. So if this says 56%, we're going to go just beyond that. So 4.1. Maybe 4 straight up. On downhill shots like this, I'll usually add a couple percent. So it would be like the equivalent of doing this. 4 rings, somewhere around right here. Just like 0.1 extra. It's such a small amount, but it's very critical to this shot. So you'll see if you don't do this, what's going to end up happening is you'll just be light on a lot of your adjustments. It's because you're shooting down to kind of a lower target. And there you can see we roll it in. Without that little bit of extra, you're not going to make that shot. So do keep that in mind, and you can see we're able to roll that in. And that's the first really nice shot that we have on the back 9 so far. So do keep that in mind. And you guys saw how easy this hole is. We're going to do the exact same thing, set ourselves up for wedge. So right in here, right around a 3-ring adjustment, and just swing it around the tree. Just to make sure that we're good. And with this wind, you know, it's a little bit easier to shoot this shot. You don't want to get too high up on the hill, otherwise it starts really swinging down here. You only want it to gently roll. Oh, and there it is. It swung down into the rough. And that's where I was mentioning, you just want to kind of let it gently roll down. Maybe I over curled it. So a little bit of mistake on my behalf. Nevertheless, always an opportunity, especially with Voodoo. It's one of the greatest clubs. So here's our range. And it's looking like 20, 40, just a shade under 60% here. So 4.1, just a shade under 60. It's almost the exact same percentage we were just at. So we're going to give this a go. These uphill ones sometimes go a little bit extra. Same thing. So what happens is it points the target higher. So you might want to over adjust on these. So what you'll see is I might go a little bit more towards 9. Just a little bit extra. And it's because what happens is the shot arc, it raises. And you're going to see that it just goes a little bit extra. A little bit more extra than I even put on. So not quite even enough there. I would have went, needed to go probably about 9.2. So it just goes to show you how much extra you needed to go there. Maybe about 9.2. Extra 4, extra 5%. Okay? So you guys can utilize that and hopefully use that to your advantage. Very easy to get aggressive on all 9 of these. I could see guys making 8 or 9 of these, no problem. All you're going to have to do is utilize a couple practices and just really hone in on this. We're going to do the same thing that we did on this last one. So like I mentioned, these topspin boosts are money. If you guys have not picked these up yet, definitely highly recommended. What it's going to do is it's just going to get us up here every time. And I'm going to utilize that other swing zone pin as well. These are really great as well. You can get these in the shop packs. That's how I've gotten mine. So what we're going to do is just kind of blast it over with some curl. And like I mentioned, that whole swing zone thing, what it's going to do is it's just going to basically guarantee I don't great ball it. So when I get up here by the green in the rough, it pretty much guarantees I'm not going to great ball it. So highly useful for expanding your zone. Now this is this whole swing zone. So that means if you hit great ball on this shot, the odds of you missing, you'd have to miss by a mile with a plus 6% boost. Here's a perfect example, great ball, and you're going to see that it just rolls straight right in, even with the great ball. So perfect time for me to utilize that swing zone. It just kind of shows you what you're going to be able to be capable of. So a couple holes left, guys. Hopefully you guys are finding these guides useful. I'm going to do a driver wood pin. If you guys haven't seen these in the shop yet, it's going to give you that top spin boost. Plus, you know, we can aim for this spot. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is it is changing your ring size. So whatever, you know, you need to go substantially beyond what it tells you. So if it tells you 2.45, I'm going to go at least 3, maybe even more than 3. You can see I'm also going to land a little bit short as well. I'm just going to go ahead and blast this. Ooh, I hope that great ball doesn't play. I think it might. Well, we're going to find out real fast. See if that pulled. No, it doesn't look. Oh, it looks like I just put too much curl on it. So we're not going to make it down this hill, and you're going to see what that causes as a result. We might not be in wedge zone. So that's what it changes, is it just kind of, it's like an unforced error. So if you guys can maybe use a ball pin, an extra ball pin there, definitely highly recommend, so you don't put yourself out of zone. So what we're going to do is we're just going to size this up. Here's min club, here's 5, 10, 15, 20 for max, 25 for max, maybe 30 or so for max or so. This wind angle, 30 for max. That's going to be coming almost a little bit more than mid club. 6.3 on the ring adjustment. Up. 6.4. Make sure that you always update your ring counts. So 6.4 on the adjustment. Oh, one tick mark too little. So you can see just over the right edge. Very good opportunity for you guys to get it. Hopefully you guys can get that drop. And like I said, you know, reinforcing it with some extra bonus power pins, and definitely taking advantage of that driver. You know, it adds that top spin to it. Really nice pin there. If you can get that down that hill, it's going to make much easier if you guys have a hive shot there. So last hole here, last time playing this hole, and I'm just going to kind of tone down what I do, not as much curl, make sure that it stays in the fairway. You can see the tree doesn't come into play on this wind, so we're just going to play it dead straight, and hopefully we can stay within club range as well. So the goal here is stay within wedge range. You can see without swinging that was good. So let's see if it did stay. Yep, there's max line right there. So we're going to play it almost up towards max. We're just going to kind of tinker around with the spin a little bit. So you can see that I'm just kind of really taking off my spin here. Keep in mind this ball guide's still going to collapse down, so you need to keep it through the hole. And this is saying 9 to 7 rings. Let's see if that's 9-3 rings. And like I mentioned, make sure you're keeping that ball guide through the hole. It's still going to collapse down. If you don't, you are going to miss so many of these wedge shots. It's not easy to perfect wedges in this game, but you guys over time can definitely master them. Just takes a lot of practice and repetition and really focusing on that ball guide, knowing how much it's going to collapse down in every scenario. That's what the top guys are doing. And you can see I was just a little bit lazy with mine. I don't play this game every day like most guys, so you can see just a little bit. You got to keep that ball guide through the hole more. Our ring adjustment was spot on, so no issue with the ring adjustment. We just need to add a 4-0. That was probably like a 3-0 ball guide play. So with a 4-0, we need to just kind of crank it up just that much more. So do keep that in mind. And, you know, last hole here, this is a great time. You guys have been seeing these driver wood pins. Great time to pull this out because it has the top spin boosted right into it. So really good way to hopefully get this up here. And similar type thing. If you know that you're going to get into the rough here, this is a great time to potentially use that swing zone. So we're just trying to blast this and hopefully get it to, I'd rather have it in the rough. So, I would kind of personally shoot for the rough on this hole. What it does is it keeps the ball guide lower to the hole. It's going to play less than your wedge does. So this wind effect here is going to play less than a wedge would. So that's the beauty of putting it in the rough here, kind of intentionally. So do keep that in mind. That looks like about left edge of the cup. That's exactly where we're putting it. Just try to be really good with that ultimate zone timing. And we should be able to roll these in with ease. You could see not even a hint of doubt. It never even thought about breaking there. So we were able to capitalize. 14 under, 13 under. A pretty decent, score. So hopefully you guys have some of these pins. You guys are starting to learn these concepts and developing your clubs, because with the high clubs, we are going to be able to shoot super low. If I would have focused and spent some time, no reason I couldn't have had 33, 34, 35 under here. So, it really just going to take some extra practice and really just starting to dissect this game at the microscopic level. But best of luck out there. Let me know how you guys did in the comments. I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 more weeks for the next Showdown tournament. These are fixed winds, so you guys are always going to have the same wind directions from, what would you see me shoot? Your guys' wind is going to be identical. So keep all that in mind. Best of luck out there, and take care. See you guys next time.